Good morning, children. So, we have already read how to write formal invitation meant for a lot of invitees, meant for an individual. We have also learned how to write reply to the formal invitation meant for a lot of invitees. Now we are going to learn reply to the formal invitation meant for an individual. Children, it's very easy. As formal invitation meant for an individual is easy to write in the same way. Its reply is also easy to write. If you know how to write a formal letter, it's very easy for you. Its shape will be just like a formal letter. Formal letter means official letter, like letter to the editor or letter to any director, manager, superintendent of police. In the same way, its format will be given. Means first of all, you have to give here sender's address, then date, then address of the addressee, then subject, and then salutation. In salutation, you are not going to write dear, simply sir. And formal invitation for an individual is written for VIP, for chief guest, and reply is also expected. Reply is also given from the side of that chief guest. So, let's see the features of reply to the formal invitation meant for an individual. So, as I have told you, reply to formal invitations meant for individual are in the shape of a formal letter. Means its format would be just like a formal letter, and content would be same, body would be same, just like reply to the formal invitation meant for a lot of invitees. Means here also you have to express your acceptance or a refusal. Here also you have to mention the name of the occasion, date, time. So, body, the matter, the content would be same for the both kinds of replies, whether it is reply to the invitation for a lot of invitees, or whether it is reply to the invitation for an individual. Only there will be difference between shape. And one more thing, that formal reply for a lot of invitees are written in third person, as you have seen, but here you will use first person. So now let's see the examples. So you can see here the solved examples, that is, you are Akshay Akriti You have been invited to participate in a seminar on fundamental rights of children organized by the Lions Club of your district. Respond to the invitation by writing a letter to the secretary of the club. So, this is reply to the formal invitation for an individual. So, its shape, as you can see here, is just like a formal letter. First of all, the address of sender is given. So, who is here sender? Akshay or Akriti. Now you see in the question that if the address is given of the sender, then you write the same. And if it's not given, then you can imagine any address and you'll write here. So see in the question, if the address of the sender is given, you are Akshay, Akriti, you have been invited to participate in a seminar on fundamental. No. So you just imagine and write any address. As here it is given 5 Arambagh Road, Meerut. After that, date. Then the address of the addressee. So, who is the addressee? Addressee is the secretary, because you have got invitation from secretary. So you will have to write the secretary. Then secretary's address. Lions Club, Meerut. Secretary's address is already given here, organized by the. So address is already given in the question. So you'll write the same address, Lions Club, Meerut. Then show. After that, subject. In subject, if you have to accept the invitation, then you write acceptance of invitation. Suppose due to any reason you are going to refuse, then you write a refusal for invitation or inability to accept the invitation. Now, whether you are going to refuse or whether you are going to accept, your tone should be formal, very polite. So, as you can see here, it's given thanks for your invitation. Means first of all, you have to acknowledge that you have got the invitation. You will extend your thanks, as you have also done, as you have also read in reply to the formal invitation for a lot of invitees. In that reply also, first of all, acknowledgement is given. Then thanks are also expressed. So here also, first of all, you have to acknowledge by extending thanks. Thanks for your invitation. Now, thanks for what? So you will give the occasion, name of occasion, for a seminar on fundamental rights of children and your concern for the underprivileged children. I like to utilize this opportunity to share my experiences with other like-minded enthusiasts and experts. You can give some extra information as here the writer has given. I hereby confirm my participation in the seminar. This line is very important. So at last you will write this line if you are going to accept them. So children, you will learn this last line by your heart, because this last line will be common for any such kind of reply. For reply to the formal invitation for an individual if you have to accept the invitation. So the first line is common for such kind of reply. You must learn this line by heart. Sorry, first line, last line. And the first line also is common. So you learn this line also. Thanks for your invitation. So this one also you are going to learn by heart. You can use these two lines, first line and last line, in any such kind of a reply. Now just like the formal letter, at last you will write yours faithfully. And then the name of the writer. So now I think by this example, it's quite clear that reply to the formal invitation for an individual is very simple. Just like a formal letter, you will have to write. The shape, the format will be just like a formal letter, and the body, as I have told you, for both kinds of replies. Whether you are going to write reply for going to write the reply to the formal invitation for a lot of invitees, or you are going to write a reply for the formal invitation for individual. In the both replies, first of all, you will have to acknowledge, then you will have to extend your thanks, then you'll have to mention the occasion, day. If any other extra information is there, you want to wish, you want to bless, then you can bless. If it is any occasion like birthday ceremony or wedding ceremony, then you can wish. And at last, changing the paragraph, you have to express your acceptance or refuse. If you are going to refuse, then you'll have to give solid reason. You'll have to express your inability by regretting. And at last, as you have seen here, like a formal letter, you write yours faithfully and then the name of the writer. Children, then what's difference between both kinds of replies? The difference is quite clear. There you would have seen that third person is used. But here we have seen that we write this reply in first person. I extend my thanks. No. So this is the basic difference. Now you can see another example also. You have seen here the example of acceptance. Now you can see the example of a refusal. So let's see the other question. So the same question is written by expressing inability. Children, sometimes in the question it is already mentioned that you have to write reply expressing inability or write reply expressing acceptance. But sometimes this is not mentioned. In the question only it's given a right reply. If only it's given right reply, then you can answer in either way, expressing inability or expressing acceptance. But if it's clearly given that write in accepting way, then you'll have to write in the same way. Write showing your inability, then you'll have to write in the same way. So now see here, address will be given in the same way. First of all, sender's address, then date, then address of the addressee, then subject. In subject, what will you write? Inability to accept the invitation. Then sir. So you can also write above the subject, or you can write below the subject also. Now, as I have told you, first of all, you have to acknowledge. And how to acknowledge? Giving thanks, expressing thanks. So first line, as I have told you, will be common. Thank you very much for inviting me to participate in a seminar on fundamental rights of children. So thank you very much for inviting. This will be common in any such kind of reply, whether you are going to accept or refuse. Then you will mention the name of the occasion. So name of the occasion is mentioned here, to participate in a seminar on fundamental rights of children. I feel honored and obliged. You are going to refuse, still you will express your gratefulness, thankfulness. I feel honored. I feel happy. I am glad. This way you can write. However, I shall not be able to accept your invitation. And then at last, you will show your inability. Due to some previous commitments, due to some engagements, also you can write, which keep me confined to my place on that day. As you are going to refuse, so you'll have to be more formal, so that the person who has invited cannot feel hurt. So once again, changing the paragraph, you have to thanking you once again for your kind invitation. And like the formal letter, write down yours faithfully and then the name of the writer. So children, you have seen the both examples of the reply to the formal invitation for an individual. How to write? Expressing acceptance, and how to write? Expressing inability. The format will be just like a formal letter. Tone should be very formal, very polite. If it is for refusal, it will be more polite. Now, let's see the features of informal invitation. So, let's see the features of informal invitation in the shape of informal letter. Second, written in the first person. Third, sender's address with date to be mentioned. Receiver's address not required. 4. The language is informal and casual. 5th, salutation is dear plus name. So here you have seen the features of informal invitation. So children, to write informal invitation is very easy. If you know how to write informal letter, you can easily write informal invitation. Its shape, its format would be just like informal letter. In informal letter, you have to only give sender's address. You have not to mention the address of addressee. So here also you will not mention the address of addressee. As in informal letter, you write dear plus salutation. So here also dear Umi, dear Simi. But in formal letter, only you write so, not dear. Then the third difference is that the formal invitation for a lot of invitees is written in third person, but this informal invitation will be written in first person. Then the last and most important difference is its tone should be informal, not official, friendly tone, showing emotion, feelings. And at last, in formal invitation, you write yours faithfully, but here you write yours sincerely, or yours affectionately, or yours lovingly. So, these are the features of informal invitation. Now, let's see the example. So, here you can see the question. You are Leena Sen. The wedding of your elder sister Reena Sen is going to be held on the 15th May 20 at Hotel Lakeview, Udaipur. Write out an informal invitation to your friend Winnie requesting her to attend the function. So, as you have just seen in the feature, that like in formal letter, only you have to give the address of the sender. So, who is the sender? If sender's address is mentioned in the question, you will see. And if not mentioned, then you will imagine and write yourself. So just see in the question. If the sender's address is given, sender is Leena Sen. The wedding of your elder sister Reena Sen is going to be held on 15th May 20 at Hotel Lakeview, Udaipur. Children, sender's address is not given. So imagine and write down. As here it is given 4357 Basant Kunj, Rajnagar. After that you have to write date, and like a formal letter or formal invitation, you have not to write the subject. Simply salutation. In salutation you have to use dear. So here dear is used, dear Winnie. Then you will start. You will be pleased to know. In the place of you will be pleased to know, you may write you will be glad to know. You will be happy to know that the wedding of my elder sister, now you will mention the name of occasion. Reena Sen is going to be held on the 15th May, then date. At Hotel Lakeview, Udaipur, then place, venue. The whole family will move there in the morning. And then their schedule, their program, what is their program is mentioned here. And then I invite you to join us. You can see here that the first person is used here. I invite you to join us at lunch in the hotel on the 15th. The wedding ceremony will take place at 8 in the evening. The schedule of the program is given here. At last, changing the paragraph, you will mention, I do hope you will join us on the auspicious occasion. So, the first line and the last line may be common. You learn the first and last line by heart and can use in any such kind of invitation, in any such kind of informal invitation. Like you'll be pleased to know, you'll be glad to know, you'll be happy to know. And in the last line, I do hope you will join us on the auspicious occasion. And as it is informal invitation, so you will not write yours faithfully. You may write here yours sincerely, yours affectionately, yours lovingly, and then name. So children, here you have seen the features of informal invitation and the example of also informal invitation. So I think you must have followed, as it's so easy like any informal letter you write. So that's all. Thanks.